Hey, it's Gina at Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut. I'm here to give you a week ahead tarot and astrology reading for the week of June 13th. So this is a full moon week, and this is a full moon in Sagittarius week. And I love this week. These are my signs, and I'm thrilled when this full Sagittarius moon comes around. So the sun is in Gemini, directly across from Sagittarius full moon. And so this is a really powerful time. And Sagittarius is a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius sun. And so we're playful. We are kind of dreamers in the sense that we think big, right? There's kind of like no stopping a Sagittarius. They're always in their mind thinking about what's next, the future, the bigger picture, very philosophical, very spiritual, wanting to understand how things work, wanting to understand the full picture of life. I have a book here at the store called Astrology in the Workplace. And I love when I read about Sagittarius in the workplace. It was a Sagittarius boss ran a 3-ring circus, and that is exactly how I feel. It's important for it to be fun, there to be new things, and so I'm excited. I hope that you are too, for this expansion, this bigger picture in our life. We need hope. We need to understand more fully what's going on in our lives, in this world, in the bigger picture. So we're going to start off the week with the moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Now, you hear me talking about the moon a lot because the moon affects us the most, right? It's the fastest moving planet, so to speak. And so we look at the moon, as I say mood, because the moon has everything to do with our mood. And so it's going to it's good to see where it is to gauge what to expect. What's available, okay? So the moon's going to be in Sagittarius. This video comes out on Sunday. The moon will be in Sagittarius then, and we are going to be in Sag all day on Monday, and we're going to have the full moon peaking on Tuesday the 14th in the morning around 7 something in the morning. I think it's like 7:20 something. So basically, as we're getting up and getting ready and getting out there, we're going to have this peak of this full moon, okay? So this is a time full moons are a great time, I think, to kind of celebrate your successes, to all those things that you wished for on the new moon. This is a good time to look over those wishes. This is a good time to sit in gratitude of, wow, look at all that I've received. Look at that, all that I've done. And so I want you to celebrate yourself this full moon. So make sure you have your moon water out. If you don't, do it now. Just grab a big jug of water or a small, whatever, something covered, okay? Try to put it outside if you can. If you can't, then put it in a window, wherever it can pick up some rays of the moon. That's really all we're trying to do here. So this is also a great time to clear some crystals outside, or again in the windowsill if you need to. And because the new moon is so charging, right? And so we know people can get a little wacky on full moons. I think I said new moon, full moon. But we are going to go in with joy, gratitude, looking for our lives to expand in a positive way, okay? Because Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter. And wherever Jupiter comes in, things get bigger. Okay, so let's make it really great things. Let's make it our dreams, our wishes, our hopes, our desire, our bigger picture for life. Now, we talked about last week how we're in the Saturn retrograde period. And Saturn's actually going to be making a really positive aspect towards the full moon, okay? So the full moon in Sagittarius, it's like freedom, and really, a Sag really wants is freedom. So there's like this big, expansive, dream-like, because Sagittarius isn't known for practicality. We're like, let's do it all, right? So Saturn comes in and it's like, how are you going to do that? Let's get practical. Let's get the plans in motion, okay? But since Saturn's making this positive aspect to these dreams, to these bigger visions, it can help us get things in order. get things together. It's like, you want to take that trip? Okay, is your passport ready? Are you ready to go? Do you have your suitcase picked out? Do you have your calendar set? Those kind of things. That's Saturn. So Saturn's actually, it gets a bad rap a lot, that it feels heavy. It's the planet of restriction, but it's also a planet that brings you great fortune as you work with it. So Jupiter, the planet that rules Sagittarius, and Saturn coming together in a sextile, I believe it is going to expand these things to bring you what you want. Okay. So moon water. On Monday, the planet Mercury will be opposite the moon. So you want to be careful with your words, because anytime the moon's involved, there's a lot of feeling involved, okay? And opposite the moon, you want to not get into gossip. You don't want to get into talking negatively, because it's going to get bigger with Jupiter involved, okay? So you might start small and it can expand bigger. So just watch your words. Mercury moved back into the sign of Gemini. So remember, when it was retrograde, it started in Gemini, it moved back into Taurus. Now it's coming back through. So this is, again, running over those pathways since April 26th, reviewing back over things. So hopefully you'll have clarity. Hopefully Sagittarius energy will help you see the bigger picture. So to bring about the change in your personal life, the change in the world that we need. Okay. So Tuesday, by the nighttime, the moon will move into Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So, I see a lot of squares this week, and I see a lot of trines. So squares are like considered abrasive, right? But they can also help skim things away. And trines are considered positive. And so we kind of have a mix of both. We have Mars trine the moon on Tuesday, so how you take action and this intuitive energy of the moon working together. So yeah, it's kind of back and forth with the squares. Venus is square Saturn. There's a little bit push and pull. So you just kind of want to go, again, I keep saying, the path of least resistance. Not too much pushing, not too much fighting. This is a good week to, I would say Monday is like a great day to celebrate the full moon. Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday are great days to work, get things done. Take a look at your work ethic. Take a look at all those Saturn related things that we talked about last week, because this Saturn retrograde wants us to look at how much are we working? How are we rewarding ourselves? What are our daily routines, right? This is a great time to get some of your routines back in order, whether it be your diet, whether it be working out, walking, meditating, all those things. I think of Saturn like a calendar, like kind of, this time I'm going to do this and then this, but in a gentle way, not swinging into the opposite extreme and just trying to overdo. Gently moving towards your goals, okay? Taking a look at how you're parenting yourself, how you're punishing yourself. Remember one of the cards of the year this year is the Devil card. Where are you stuck in guilt, shame, all that stuff, okay? This is deep cleaning to get that stuff up and out of the way so you can move forward. Now, Thursday the 16th, the moon will be conjunct Pluto. Let me just make sure that's right, because sometimes I can't read my handwriting. Okay, yes, so the moon's getting really close to the planet Pluto, the planet of transformation, change, death, rebirth. It also rules sex, and it rules deep emotions, okay? So if you're cautious of the moodiness, but there is a way that it can be also very beautiful, but just be aware that it's very intense, okay? So choose love, choose passion instead of the destruction that it could be. Okay, now, so remember, it's moody Thursday, moody. Then the moon's going to move into Aquarius. Now, Saturn is currently in the sign of Aquarius, right? So this Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, last time it's going to happen for 29 years. Then we've got the moon moved in Aquarius. So we know there's a lot of Saturn, there's a lot of Uranus. Saturn, Uranus. It's pretty intense. We know that Uranus is also really close to Venus. So this can bring up people from the past. This can bring up old love. This can bring up old friends. This can bring in new love suddenly. Very sudden with Uranus there, okay? So Friday the 17th, the mood lightens a little bit. The moon moves in Aquarius. I would get out on Friday. See who you run into. See where you're taken. Aquarius is like, it likes to be unpredictable. Even though it's a fixed sign, it's known for like that lightning bolt. Let's do that. Let's go there. Let's do this. So I would keep it free. Kind of maybe keep your plans loose. Go where you feel that you're called. See if you can meet people. See if just social. We need socialness, right? Okay, then Saturday gets a little okay, there's a lot of air. So there's a tendency to overthink, right? It could be a lot of overthinking. I would get some fresh air. Get some work done, but work smarter because the moon in Aquarius is together with Saturn, okay? Whenever the moon and Saturn get together, there tends to be a tendency to overwork. There tends to be a tendency to be a workaholic. So you can get a lot done, but remember, we're supposed to be looking at how hard we're working. Where is the balance? How do you reward yourself after you've worked hard? Those kind of things. It's a little volatile on Saturday. It's very easy to get into it with people. Keep it simple, keep it light. Maybe do some work at your home, that kind of stuff. By the nighttime, the moon will move into Pisces, okay? So Pisces is a great time to rest and retreat. It's very dreamy. Would be a good time to watch a movie, relax. Pisces needs rest. So 7 o'clock on Saturday, we move into Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. It also rules music, beauty. It's a healer, okay? Just be careful also because Pisces also rules drugs and alcohol, okay? And we're going from Saturday night into Sunday, and Sunday's Father's Day. So choose to rest, choose art, choose music, choose anything nurturing. Take dad to brunch. Go do something nice. If he likes massage, go get a massage. I think Pisces rules anything that takes you away from society. So it can rule hospitals, it can rule jails, it can rule all of those kind of things. But I like to think of it as ruling spas, okay? So good spa day on Sunday. All right, so basically, moving ahead, great fiery energy of Sagittarius, opposite its match Gemini. The Gemini is very playful also. I think of Gemini, I often think of like a ball bouncing, right? Gemini likes a little of this, a little of that, go here, go there, loves its local community. It's a good expressor, ruled by Mercury, right? And then we've got its opposite Sagittarius, very playful also, but rules the bigger picture, rules foreign travel, higher thinking, expansion of the mind. It's the student, it's the teacher, okay? So if you're thinking about maybe going back to school or taking a class that you like, these are the kind of things that would be on your mind during a Sagittarius full moon, okay? So that is my advice for the week. I'm sure there's a lot more. I know that Chiron is also your wounded healer point. Chiron is in the sign of Aries, and it's right next to Mars, which rules Aries, okay, your planet of action. So, you know, Chiron can be that soft spot, but it also can be, it's the wounded healer. So it's that spot that drives you to heal, to better yourself. And it's there very close together with Mars. So pay attention to old wounds that come up. It could be childhood stuff because Aries has a lot to do with childhood. Yeah, so a lot of Taurus energy. Venus is in Taurus. We have still a few planets in Aries. Neptune is in its own sign of Pisces. So it can be romantic, it can be creative, and it can be delusional. Okay, so keep that in mind. And Sagittarius, we can be a little delusional too, because we want to think everything's so positive and everything's so great and everything's going to work out. And sometimes that's not the reality. All right, so being careful for dogma, being careful for holding on to beliefs that maybe aren't true, those kind of things. Okay, so like I said, I could talk about that all day, but I want to jump over into the cards with you and give you a reading for the week ahead. Now, I wanted to use a Sagittarius card to pick the piles, And I use my pendulum always to choose things, and it was like, no. And I did a pre-reading, and it said, no, you're using the World card. So here we are. I love the World card. I did want to use the Sagittarius, but that's okay. The World is ruled by Saturn, and it's the last card of the major arcanas, major secrets of life. It's the last teacher that the Fool meets on his journey, right? The Fool's card 0, he meets all of his teachers, and the last one is the World. That shows him how hard work can pay off over time, Saturn, okay? This is a card of like when you would receive an award, when you would be seen, long-term success. It's a card of exposure too. So for pile number 1, we have this beautiful World card from the Modern Witch Tarot. From pile number 2, we're using this lovely World card from the Wizards Tarot. And for pile number 3, the World card from the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, so whichever one jumped out at you, that's the one for you. Go ahead and pick your pile. Let's get started. Pile number 1, your World card. Okay, let's see what we need to know this full moon week ahead. Got a few different decks here that I'm working with. All right, well, you're starting off with the Ten of Swords, and yeah, it's a little hairy version of it. Okay. It's a lot of thinking, a lot. Swords are the mind, right? It's air energy. So 10 is the highest point of the minor arcanas, or the like man's everyday life kind of world, where this card is from the major arcanas, the real secrets of life. And so the first thing that's coming up is like, I think you're tired. It's a little exhausted. There's been some overwhelmment. Maybe there's been some loss, okay? We know that the world has been suffering from that. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of overthinking. Now, the heart of the matter is the 8 of Visions or 8 of Cups. It's very moody, right? Look at all those different like versions of her. Feels very Pisces like. That's coming up in the heart position. And so it's kind of like, it's the 8 of Cups traditionally. Usually the 8 of Cups shows somebody walking away from something. It's almost like this situation, it's like almost like confusion, not sure which way to go, what to do. I think we all feel so helpless in the world situations of what to do. And so that's showing up in your heart position. Now, supporting your heart position is a 7 of Cups. He's reaching towards something. Okay, so you have the 8 of Cups here and the 7 of Cups supporting the matter. So it's almost like he's just going to reach for one and make a choice. There's a lot of options. It's almost like just choose something and go with it. Trust your gut. Your foundation card. Oh, I got my Sagittarius card. I did want them to be part of this. Here's Temperance. This is from the Animal Totem deck. So you've got this beautiful flamingo. Now, I know from reading the little booklet that came with this deck that flamingos turn pink if they eat enough shrimp. So this is about your diet, okay? And as much as, you know, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter expands things, Sagittarius rules the thighs, so us Sagittarius, this is often sometimes have a little bit of expansion there, okay? So this is saying diet. Taking care of your health and well-being, okay? So, you know, during the Saturn retrograde, the rules that we make, that sometimes maybe we try a lot of diets and they don't work. And this is showing more like joy, right? It's in this beautiful pool of water, there's a rainbow. And so really starting to be more tender, gentle with yourself, to find the rules that work for you with your diet, okay? And if they're too strict, it's hard. You need to almost move into gentleness, okay? Maybe making one decision to stick to. Maybe you're gonna put in some stretching into your life. Do something. Maybe you're gonna drink more water, okay? Maybe you're gonna eat more leafy greens, but like choose one thing at a time so it's not overwhelming, and then start incorporating that into into your life. So that's Saturn energy, right? Okay, let's see what else we've got going on. Behind the scenes, we have the Page of Cups. I kind of was getting like a hydration thing, and also like being careful with alcohol. There's a lot of cups here, a lot of Pisces energy feeling. So just, you know, maybe it's time to look at the relationship you have with it. Also just staying hydrated. Here's the Queen of Pentacles in the background. She would be like a Saturn queen. So she's showing up in the background, almost like there's been some things, ways that you've been for a while, and now you're like ready to try something new. Your future position is a Page of Wands, young energy waving at you. Getting out, he's out on a walk, fresh air. And the Weaver of Boons, I think this is the Queen of Pentacles again. But she's barefoot and she's in her garden and she's got flowers all around her. So this is a really good time to realize, take a look and see how you're exhausting yourself. Are you taking in too much media? Are you overthinking, right? Probably. It's the society we live in, right? So we got to get off that phone. We got to get back into our kitchens, getting our diets back together, finding where we can find joy, right? So with the World card wanting to be present here, it's like something's ending and something new is starting, okay? So why don't you start envisioning those things on this full moon, getting excited about the new you, getting excited about the new ways that you're going to love yourself. More joy. Barefoot, picking flowers. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to roll some dice for you. And you have Uranus and Aquarius in the 5th house. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Uranus, let's see. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and the 5th house is Leo's house, the house of joy, the house of passion, right? Or more like, it's kind of like love affairs, fun, the house of children, the heart of a child, that innocence, that beauty, that sweetness. It's Leo's house, okay? So there's something here. Uranus, lightning bolt of change. Aquarius, there's a new way of thinking coming in. Where joy, where simplicity of walking and eating well and enjoying flowers, all of a sudden shows up here, and it wants to stay, and it wants to come in, it wants to change things for you, but in a way that feels good, not abrupt, just kind of like softening into this new way of being you. So I'm going to pull a couple. I have this Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck I've been really enjoying. I'm going to pull a few about how you can take care of yourself a little bit better. You got 2 queens here, so it's definitely it's real beauty and just like allowing others to wait on you a little bit kind of energy. So you've got plan a vacation, very Sagittarius, and make a meal. Okay, so and I was saying diet. So just, it's great. Get in your kitchen. Just maybe you make one dish, maybe whatever it is, just bring a little more joy into the situation when it comes to what you're consuming. And then maybe it's time for you to start thinking about a trip planning, putting some money away. Sagittarius rules foreign travel. So maybe this is a time to think about, okay, where do I want to go? And maybe it's not for another year or so, but you start the planning and bringing joy into your life. Okay. So I'm going to pull, I have this new thing that came in. It's Zodiac Signs Oracle Stone Set. And I'm going to pick a zodiac sign from this bag. And this is going to be your zodiac sign. I want you to see if you have any of these signs around you this week. This is going to be your people, okay? So maybe you start asking people their signs, because this one is for you this week. And we have the sign Leo. This is the symbol for Leo. And wasn't I saying something about Leo? What was it? Leo is the heart. Oh yeah, you rolled the 5th house. Leo is your heart. It's the joy. It's the fun. It's getting your picture taken. It's stepping center stage into your life, okay? So be on the lookout for Leos this week. Don't be afraid to ask people their sign. It's really common these days. So see what Leos show up this week. Remember that you picked this pile and there was a connection to Leo this week. And I want you to choose joy. I want you to include something into your life that's fun. And then the little things like making a meal and just kind of having fun with it. Maybe it's just a very simple meal so that you can enjoy the process. Okay? Have a great week. Pile number 2, this lovely world card from the Wizards Tarot. This has been a popular deck lately. It's really fun. I really misjudged it at first. I thought, maybe it's not for me. And I opened it and boy, is it for me. Okay. Oh, interesting. So your first card that you picked was the World, right? And then the first card that came up in the pile is the World. This is the animal totem. Now I think if I can remember the atoll, is that the word? So basically it's like, looks like a little island, but it kind of looks like it just appeared, but it's been like building underwater for so long. And so 2 world cards coming out. So this is like what you've been building is starting to surface. Very exciting. Heart of the matter, you have the 6 of Swords. This is from the Witches Tarot. 6 of Swords, moving forward, right? 6 is the number of the year. 6 of Swords, 6 of Thought, 6. I love that there's dragonflies all over this boat. Very cool. Okay, so you're moving something forward with something. It's like the atoll came up, showed itself. You're moving forward. Let's see what else we've got here. Queen of Swords, animal totem deck. Well, nobody's going to mess with her. Love how her crown is sitting next to her. She's the queen of boundaries. She's the queen of air. She's the queen of thought. She rules big business. She's one tough queen. I don't even think she needs that sword. Okay, so you got to have good boundaries. You got to stick to your plan. There's something big forming here. Your foundation card is the 10 of Pentacles. Not a bad foundation card since Pentacles is all about foundations, right? This is like a family card here at the bottom. 10 is the highest point in the minor arcana, so it's going into a new phase, just like the World card is going into a new phase, new story, new chapter. Okay, it's like there's babies in here. It looks like a grandparent. The dog's getting older. The couple in the background, the family home. There's a shift, okay? Let's see what's going on in the background. Ah, the 10 of Pentacles again, another version of it. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. I was hoping for some Sagittarius cards here. The Wheel of Fortune, it's a dream catcher. It's called the Enchanter's Wheel here in this Forest of Enchantment deck. So behind the scenes, you have this Sagittarius energy. It's also a 10, okay? So you had 2 10s here, and then you've got the number 10 major arcana. So a 10 in numerology, we call a 1. So there's like all this like beginning and then going into a new phase kind of thing going on. See what's in your future position, the Sun, called Sunlight in the Forest of Enchantment deck. The High Priestess in the Dark Mansion. Okay, so it's interesting. It's like almost like, I think that's Pan, and he's playing his flute and he's calling. He would be related to big business also. And the High Priestess there, card number 2, really trusting, feeling. She's reading her book. She's empowered. She's on her throne. She's coming in next to a Queen of Swords. So really strong feminine energy going on here. The sun shining brightly in your future. Not bad. So 2 major arcanas coming up in your future position. So I'm going to roll some dice and pull a few more cards, see what else I'm getting here. You've got Neptune in Sagittarius in the 6th house. Neptune, Sag, 6th house. 6th house is Virgo's house. It's about your service in this world versus servitude. It has to do with health, well-being, organization, systems of order. Neptune there, very foggy, very romantic, very spiritual. In the sign of Sagittarius, it's very spiritual also. And you got the High Priestess card. I'm going to pull a few more because I feel like I'm missing something here. So what is it that I'm missing? I see a lot of beginnings. I see a lot of endings going into new beginnings. I see a lot of joy as long as the boundaries are set. I see a lot of power. I see a powerful woman. I got the Chariot. Okay, you have the Chariot, overcoming obstacles, moving forward. It's ruled by the moon. Got the Four of Wands. Looks like a celebration of some sort. And the Nine of Swords, just, you know, your typical overthinking exhaustion card. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, if you're not in a relationship, I think that there could be one making itself known to you. I see you, almost see you like at a wedding or at a celebration or something. It's summertime, maybe you're at a festival. There's a lot of joy there, okay? But there's also a lot of exhaustion. So I kind of want you to celebrate whatever the big changes are that are happening right now, because with the world, it's like you need to celebrate yourself, all your successes, and the fact that you're moving forward. You're ready to leave some things behind. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to make better boundaries about your thoughts and your environment, who's around you. Things are shifting in your environment with the people that are around you. You need to surrender to these changes. It will bring you great success as you do, okay? Little bit of an energy leak here with the Nine of Swords. It's very human. Don't worry about it. Just start to get things back in order. Where are you beating yourself up? Where can you lighten up on yourself, okay? Where can you get things organized in a way that works for you so that you can live in this joyous sun? I'm going to pull just a couple more, and then I'm going to give you an oracle. I've got the Emperor and the High Priest, and we had the High Priestess. It's interesting too, this Emperor is like watching these children, right? And it could be like father energy, but there's something about like there's a shift, like the children are growing up, there's things shifting, but you're very much in your power. Although I feel like the High Priest here is Sagittarius, but he's also the match with the High Priestess, and I really just got a vibe that there's like more fun and an opportunity for love maybe showing up, or just more love for yourself and more gentleness for yourself. I am going to pick from this Zodiac sign Oracle stone set, and I'm going to pick a sign for you. This has all the signs in it. That is going to be your sign for the week, okay? So if you run into people, don't be afraid to ask people their signs. Most people know theirs and aren't afraid to tell you. So look for, these are your people this week, okay? And I'm getting a vibe that if you are single, there's availability for connection. There's a new story coming in. Even if you're older and single, there's still time for you to have another relationship if you so choose, okay? There's something very reminiscent here. Now, oh, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know what this is. I think they write it differently than I do. I think this is Capricorn. Pretty sure this is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. I'm gonna pull one more. So Capricorn, they're going to be pretty serious-minded people, very grounded. You have 10 of Pentacles twice, very Capricorn card. The world is ruled by Saturn, so also a very Capricorn card. So this is a time for really getting things straight and in order. Anything, Saturn likes to like shake things up and see what's loose, and that doesn't serve you, to let it go. Also, it like recalibrates you, okay? So we've got Saturn, or we've got Capricorn for you, and then we also have Sagittarius, okay? So keep your eye out for those people this week. That energy is very prominent in your reading. And I'm going to pull a couple oracles on how you can best care or self-care for yourself this week, okay? You've got clear your energy field. She's burning some sage. So like with these endings and new beginnings, clear things out so that the old stuff doesn't follow you. You can start fresh. Saging is a great thing to do. Even scientists say that sage increases negative ions in the air. And negative ions are what a waterfall lets loose. So that's like when you get near a waterfall, you feel really charged up. That's what you're doing when you burn sage. I know it's smoky, but it's helpful. Okay, and your other self-care is create art. Okay, so just have fun with it. Lighten up. Move into some joy. See who you bump into this week, especially Capricorns and Sagittarius. Have a great week ahead. Pile number 3, the world from the light seers. So joyful. Okay, let's see what you need to know this big full moon week ahead. You're starting off with the Sun card. Major Arcana, joy of the heart, childlike joy. And I love that she's just like, she's so wide open, moving into her next stage, and then just the bright sun shining, okay? See what's going on in the heart of the matter for you. The Forest Lord, the Emperor. So you got a couple major arcanas going here. Barefoot out there in the woods, King of the Forest. The Emperor energy, Aries energy, ruled by Mars, planet of action. Supporting the heart of the matter, you have the 10 of Spells or 10 of Wands. Looks like they've been at a party all night. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Your foundation card. Oh, is the 6 of Pentacles. Sign of Libra in the background. There's an exchange here. There's a deal being made. There's an exchange of money. 6 is the number of the year, 2022. So topped with the Sun and the World, they're both kind of cards of exposure, being seen. The Forest Lord, Aries, his strength, his power. Aries is known to be great leaders, right? In the heart. This 10 of Spells is interesting because it's almost like pulling an all-nighter. Maybe you're working too much, or maybe you were working on something, or maybe there was even a wedding. There's been some kind of exchange. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of wedding vibes from this. Okay, so let's see what else we've got in the background. We have the Page of Wands. This little salamander guy. Hydration is a key word with that card. The Queen of Swords. We've had a lot of repeat cards through these readings. Queen of Boundaries, big business. This is from the Witch's Tarot. She's in the background, kind of being placed next to the 10 of Swords. It was like a powerful woman overseeing whatever this gathering was. 9 of Swords, a lot of worries. It's been coming up a lot too. And the 8 of Pentacles, hard at work, no stopping you. Okay, so I don't know if you've I don't know if you were at a wedding or married one of your kids off, or you're some kind of wedding planner or something, but it looks like you've been working really hard and it looks like you haven't been sleeping well. Okay, so I'm gonna pull more because I need more information here. Okay. Keeper of Boons, which would be the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, and the Ace of Spells. Okay, this is the King of Pentacles. Interesting version of him here in his crystal cave. Next to this exchange of money. I don't know if there's been like a lot of worry about money lately because the 10 of Challenges is here. And the horse is checking to make sure he's okay. He's got a lot on his mind. Okay, so I'm seeing just like a lot of tens, a lot of worry with the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles, like working a lot. But then this Ace of Spells came in, Ace of Wands, something new, fiery. So I think whatever it is, like I feel like I get the impression that you've just like pulled something off. Maybe you hosted a large event. Maybe there was some kind of transaction that maybe it took a lot of energy from you. I think it has something to do with your children. Maybe, like I said, maybe one of your children got married. There's some kind of exchange, or maybe you've been giving a lot of money. Maybe you've been paying for college or something like that. The King of Pentacles is coming in to say, like, you've got this, but there's a lot of worry around it, okay? But you're kind of moving into something new here. Let me pull a few more. I keep getting like this push and pull. 6 of Wands is like triumphant, okay? So whatever it is, you pulled it off well. 8 of Cups is like, it's almost time to walk away from it into some freedom. The Magician's here to tell you that anything's possible. And the 8 of Pentacles is like back to work again, hard at work. And here's the 8 of Pentacles that came up before. Okay, so whatever it is that you've been pulling off, that's the vibe I'm getting, you've done it well. Now, be kinder to yourself in the future. It's almost like you have a tendency to overwork, okay? And you're gonna feel it heightened during this Saturn retrograde period, especially this week when the moon is in Capricorn, okay? So let's think about how we are going to incorporate better work habits into your life. It's almost like maybe you've been working hard, playing hard, but you're hitting some exhaustion. And so now it's time for you to move into something new here, better care for yourself. The Page of Pentacles is here. It might be new for you to feel like you can take care of yourself, but you need to. I'm going to roll some dice. Saturn, Sagittarius, 12th house. Okay, we've been talking all about Saturn. We're talking about Sagittarius full moon, and then the 12th house is Pisces house. It's the last house of the zodiac, so I keep getting this like end of story, like moving into a new storyline. But 12th house takes you away from society, so there's a need for resting and retreating. Okay, there's nothing wrong with resting. You need it. You can't just always be working. Let me pull a couple self-care cards for you. Guess so. I'm gonna put those back. I'll pull one more. Okay, you've got write a gratitude list, which is fabulous to do on the full moon, right? Kind of thanking the universe for all that has grown, all the past wishes that you've made that have grown. And so kind of sitting in gratitude, whatever it is that you just pulled off here, the project that you just pulled off, be grateful. Here's dance. Fun, light, you need it. And ground yourself. Okay. It's just taking that, okay, I've done what I needed to do. Now I'm going to move forward. Maybe I didn't take care of myself as well as I needed to through this big event, but now I'm going to get grounded. I'm going to sit in some gratitude, and then I'm going to move into joy. Dance, fun. This is the new you. This is the new rules that you make for yourself about nurturing yourself more. Instead of just letting your mind run crazy and worry like it tends to. It's like you work hard and then you worry hard. There needs to be more joy, more lightness. So this dance card is your assignment for the week. This can be in your kitchen. This can be home alone. This can be in the shower. Just more joy, okay? And so I am going to pull, I have this cool Zodiac Signs Oracle Stone set here that we just got in. And I'm going to pull a Zodiac sign for you for your week ahead. Your people this week, okay? Uranus is close to Venus, so they're like people can show up in your life this week. And I want you to, especially if you're looking for love. And so this is the sign that is going to be your helpful friend this week. Please don't be afraid to ask people their signs. Everybody's pretty accustomed to it, okay? Aquarius. And we're going to have an Aquarius weekend this week. And Uranus, that I was just talking about being close to Venus, rules the sign of Aquarius, okay? Aquarius rules large groups of people, and it rules friend groups, okay? So, and I kept seeing like a large function, a wedding or something going on here. So Aquarius is your sign this week, and that idea of maybe love coming in through friends, right? Or enjoying an old friend that visits, or maybe getting closure from an old friend about something. All right, have a great week ahead.